Oh, Mike is dead. Such a rookie. I started off by saying, hey everybody, but Kevs, how's it going? Man. That's a good way to start the night. How's it going, Wales? How's it going, Kevs? Oh, I know it's on now. It's just a button. Oh, let's turn my phone down. Welcome, everybody on Twitch, if you're on Twitch. Steelbug, what's going on, guy? Oh, it's a good thing I plugged in my charger. Ooh, the phone was at 8%. Oh, man, I wanted to do something different in this stream. I wanted to do... Oh, why is this so high? Yo, everyone's here. This is good. People actually like me talking about draft. Everybody, yo, this is crazy. Okay, yo, everybody's here. This is good. Good to see everybody. I'm glad you're all saying hi and chatting with me, because it would just be me just staying in here. Nobody wants that. Yeah, B-Mills is here, so now we can start. Right, Wales? What up, Braylon? What up, Wales? What up, my football guy? I just call you the Bills guy now. Football's too generic. This guy's sitting, though. Who, me? I'm sitting. As you can see, the chair. Should I have Espion join us? Espion's just gonna fall down, right? Like, I know we're not doing a Coliseum stream, but Espion is not gonna make it through this stream, is he? Alright, we'll see what we can do. Is it too distracting if Espion joins us? About those Canadians. Yeah, let's go! Let's go! Oh, dude, that overtime game was so good! No one's beating Canada 3-on-3. I'm sorry. They're way too good. Like, I'm so sorry. You have Maxim Celebrini. You've got, what's it called? Connor McDavid. Like, you've got, oh my goodness. The whole team is just stacked, right? But yeah, no, it sucks. The game's on while I'm at work, right? So I kind of got to sneak a peek. I think it was on at like 10:30 or 10:40 this morning. And the semifinal game against Finland is actually on Friday while I'm at work again. Well, I'll tell you what, bud. Hey there, bud. Kevs. So I feel like there's enough people here to get started. So, I would like to do a little bit of a targeted approach. Yo, Pokemon and Beer, what's up? A little bit of a targeted approach. I do have a couple of notes here. Not many notes. It's basically just point form for me to talk about certain things. Yeah, the gold medal game. Oh, you're Central Time. Mine's at 8 in the morning on Sunday. You're distracting me, Bibbo. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. I'm gonna ignore the chat just for a second, just while I kind of introduce this. So, I want to talk about. I figured it was a little bit easier to do this in a stream rather than individual videos, because you guys have been like contributing to that video idea channel for a bit now, and there's so many good ideas. I pin the good ones, and like I throw my own notes in there, stuff I want to do, and I just don't really get around to doing it. So I like hanging out with you guys in these streams. So why not do these video topics in a stream, and then I could just clip them for videos, because I haven't been uploading a lot of videos lately. So I set it up so now it just records and streams, and I could just clip them for whenever I do actually get to the topic. So the first thing I want to do is I want to talk about how to draft at certain places in the order. I thought that was a good idea. I forget who came up with it. Someone made me think of it, and I just kind of pinned it. Yeah, I pin on my own. Well, I'm not going to put it in there, you know, and pin it if, you know, it wasn't a good idea, you know? Also, good idea is just all relative, right? It's ones that you guys might want to see or not, you know? But yeah, so I want to go over exactly how to draft, or how I would draft, not even how to draft, how I would draft if I were given the lottery wheel of first overall, maybe out of 12 players, maybe 6th, and also like, you know, 10, 11, or 12, right? What would you do, right? So yeah, like, I figured this is a good place to start. Yo, everyone's here, man. The support is fantastic, guys. Thank you so much. Let me see. I hate the gold medal games at 7. Sick day on Friday. No, I'm not that guy. I can't do that. Rasmus, what's up? Women's gold medal game. It's tomorrow, isn't it? I might watch it. It's a little bit slower, so I don't know if I'm just like a little ADHD or whatever it is, like, but the women are really good. Like Canada and US, like it doesn't really get any better than that. It's just a little bit slower, so I'm not sure. Like I wouldn't watch like the World Junior Hockey Championship as well, for that same reason, just because it's a little bit slower than the men's. So it's just a personal preference thing. So you guys are saying hi to each other. That's so cool. We got a nice little happy family. So yeah, so I want to talk about drafting, and also in the middle, I'm probably going to mention how to avoid getting sniped as well, because I feel like there are ways to draft where you don't get sniped as much as other people. I feel like there are some people that like are notorious for like, hold on a second, I can't pick right away, I got sniped every single pick. Me and Kevs know a few of those people that are like, oh, I got sniped every single pick, and they just take a lot of time. I don't know if it's an excuse to just take more time to make their pick. I don't know, using the full timer. Don't do that. If that's you, don't do that. When it's your turn, have one ready, pick it, done. And in the odd case that you are sniped, have a look and don't make people wait. Just don't do that. Let me see. It's more about skill based rather than positioning and pinching. Oh, yeah, you're talking about the hockey thing. Yeah. It's less about the right angles and lockdown defense. Yeah. No such thing as not getting sniped unless you wing it like me. Well, you do have things that you still want. Like imagine if somebody took Sylveon or Salamence from you, Kevs. That's a snipe, right? Just so you guys, if you guys don't know, Kevs loves running Sylveon and Salamence, but usually Salamence and usually Jirachi or whatever it is. So now he's gonna get sniped. You shouldn't have said anything, Kevs. You shouldn't. But yeah, I want to talk about I don't really have like a plan of exactly like what picks I'm gonna go with. I do have a tier list here, like a rough tier list that I can just kind of look at the top picks, like what is appealing to me for a first round pick and why. Yeah, I wish I had my tier list and I had the chat up at the same time. Can I take this off the... Yes, I can. Cool. All right, there we go. Hold on one sec. Where is it? Pull up this. If I... And then I click... No, I can't have the chat up at the same time. I could probably actually have it up on my... Actually, yeah, I'm gonna do that. You guys have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just like, yeah, do that. I'm gonna have the chat on the screen. Actually, wait a second, hold on. I could just look at my, like I'm an idiot. I could just look at my stream. But I can't really do that. I didn't really plan this out, guys. This really sucks. Like, cause I want to look at my screen, but I also want to see the chat. So I guess that's fine. And then I can have the... So here, and then I've got my tier list. Because I guess, you know what? I'll go in the tier list, pick something, and then we'll talk about it over here. So I've got... Let me see, what are you guys saying? No such thing as not just like have a sub or two ready. Facts. Yeah, seriously. Have subs ready. That's the whole video. See you guys. It's been good. So let's kind of move this along a little bit. So I have a tier list, just like a rough tier list, but again, point value doesn't really matter to me. It's really how do you want to plan out your draft? Like, what is a good first pick and what is for example, a bad first pick? Like, especially because also bad first pick is also relative to what your plans are for later and how you want to enable that thing, right? Like, for example, Glamora or whatever it is. I don't know. If you wanted Glamora and then to get some speed control next to it for your second pick or something, not every form of speed control, like, is going to be great for it. Like, there might be, I don't know, like, you might not want to go with like a non-prankster Tailwind setter or something, like maybe something that doesn't share weaknesses with it. So there's ideal Tailwind setters for Glamora in that case. So like, unless you're, so to me that would be a bad first pick. But if your plan was to go slow and fast and then keep them thinking, and you might grab a Trick Room setter first, right after the Glamora, or maybe you go grab like an okay Tailwind setter later. For example, like, what's an okay one? Just looking on this list here. Actually, let me find Tailwind here. Tailwind, just so you guys can see. Like, an okay Tailwind setter to me is not Rookie D. Like, Moltres Galar. Like, it's a good mon, but it's not like a great Tailwind setter. It's okay, it's bulky, it does the job, but like Mandibuzz is also in the same category for a Tailwind setter. Like, it's a bulky Tailwind setter. It's not bad. But if you're playing, again, you can have, like, if you want to run like a tail room team, like roster, have both good modes, then yes, that would be the plan. So in that case, like, it's not a bad pick because you don't really care that you get a top tier tailwind setter, and you know what I mean? So that's kind of what I was thinking. But bad first pick, Ensign. I actually don't mind Ensign as a first pick. Again, if you want to go for a balanced team, or you want to go for a team that's very pivoty, again, Ensign's a great pick, right? If you want to go for Palafin, Ensign's a fantastic Pokemon on a Palafin team, right? If you want to go for Rillaboom, or you want to go something else, like, those are really good picks. Like, it depends what archetype you want to draft. But what would I draft? Actually, I should probably do some kind of intro, shouldn't I, guys? Like, when it comes to, like, actually clipping the video. How would I do this? I'm not great at videos without intros without scripting them. Just so I can clip it and then use it in this video. What should I do? I should look at the camera when I do it too. Is the instant value about to tank with all the ZA parting mons? What all got parting shot in this new game? I know a handful of them got it. Like, step 1, don't draft something that will be their next pick. Not necessarily. It depends how important it is to your team, but I'll get into that as well. Like, I'll get into, like, can you afford to lose it, right? Like, I picked Meowstic first overall once, or first round once, because there was no replacement for how I wanted to play it. So I picked it first, and everybody else was picking all these, like, top tier, like Goldango and Dragonite and Chempao and all these things. And I went and grabbed Meowstic, and they're all just like, why would you do that? I'm like, because I want this Pokemon to work with the rest of the team, so I grabbed it first. So would it have been available later? Probably. But if I lost it, it would have been the worst, right? Scrafty's a big parting shot. Yeah, Scrafty stock is going to go up. The quad weakness kind of sucks, though. There's a lot of good Fairymons out there, but... so let me see. As for an intro, again, I didn't really plan this. Oh, but I've got the chat up there. I probably shouldn't... Yeah, I guess I'd probably just clip it. Let's just talk about it. I'll do my own intro later. I'm lazy. Rotom... Stop it. Rotom got parting shot. Hold on a second. Is that real? Hold on. I want to see... No, I'll do it later. I got my team on here for... Or, no, I got my opponent's team I was testing against. So I don't want to go in there. Let me see Rotom. That's crazy, dude. If Rotom got parting shot, that's crazy, man. But also, Ensign gets, like, other support as well. It gets, like, freaking knockoff. It gets fake out and things like that. Rotom doesn't get that, but Rotom was also really used in past... It's used to be past gen, so it's really good. I actually don't know why it's not very used right now. I guess Rotom Wash isn't used as much because of Urshifu. And then Rotom Heat's still pretty good. You find it on some teams, but not a lot of them. But let me get into this. Hold on. Because you guys actually came here to see some of this stuff. So the first Pokemon that I kind of want to talk about was the one that I probably got sniped first round. Actually, I got sniped like 3 times, and this is probably the one I wanted most, and there's a reason why. The reason why Chempao is a very good first pick, not just because it's a good mon, it is very, very good for coverage right off the bat. It hits, let me see, so you've got your flying coverage, hits grass, hits, like, what is it, ground. Ground is a very good offensive type, so this makes it already right off the bat very difficult to bring a ground type Pokemon against, because Chempao still threatens you, Oko power, right? But it also, all of the partners that you could run with it. So if you want to run the E-Speed, so you can go get Dragonite is obviously a good partner, but it might not be there round 2. But if you're okay with not having Dragonite, you can go get Entei. If Entei's gone, you could go get Arcanine. If that's gone, you could go get the other Arcanine. And you know what I mean? Like, and it goes on and on and on. Like, there's, like, you can go get Scizor. Scizor is really good on a Chempao team as well. So it really, honestly, like, and this is if you get first overall, right? Like, this isn't just like this is a high pick. If you're 1 or 2 or 3 or something like that, this is why I think Chempao is a very good first, specifically a first round draft pick. Let me see. I hate when you say sniped on a top 3 pick mon. Well, I'm not saying you get, well, sorry. I got sniped as in I wanted it and it wasn't there. I was also like 10th overall, so it was not really going to be around, even though it was until 8. Then 9, it was gone, and yeah, so I got sniped because it was so close to me. But anyway, nobody was picking it, so that's why I kind of got sniped in a sense, right? So again, so what makes Chiampao a good first pick? Natural damage, the offensive coverage, so it hits most of the Trick Room setters as well. So a lot of good Trick Room setters are Psychic, Ghost, like what is it? And then it also hits ground, it hits flying, hits all of these really, really good offensive types. It's got a crazy fast base speed right off the bat. So this thing doesn't really need help, and it's really easy to find the help. So that's why, so again, create Chiampao in another way, in another Pokemon, right? So what's another Pokemon that is very good, hits really hard, has a ton of partners that it could be with? That is a good first round pick because of the versatility. Again, it's not, I want Chiampao first round. It is what other Pokemon fit that narrative, right? So like Chiampao is a spinner, right? So ice spinner. So this thing also stops terrain users. So it's really, really, really good against psychic terrain teams or Psy-Spam teams, right? Because A, it's immune to it. B, it clears it, right? So which is fantastic. You have Sucker Punch. So right off the bat, it's an incredible Sucker Punch user. It's a Haze user. So now against Dondozo Tatsugiri, you get your Dozogiri if it's legal, of course, because a lot of leagues just ban it or just make it really expensive. So this thing is a Haze user. So now this, you don't need to draft another Dondozo Tatsugiri counter because you just run Focus Sash, bring it in late, set Haze, and you're good, right? Like what else does this thing get? Like Icy Wind in some cases, setup, Sacred Sword. So if somebody wants to set up on you, there's so much setup on draft, it's stupid. Everybody wants to set Iron Defense, go for bulk up, so go for all of these setup moves and stuff like that. And Sacred Sword just stops it. And how do you get around Sacred Sword? You go for the Terra Ghost. Well, this thing already hits Ghost, right? So this thing is fantastic. I like Lash Out personally. Intimidate stops it, and then you get a 150 power -1 hit. It's really strong. So that's why I think that something, again, I don't want to say which specific Pokemon you could draft. I would rather not give you a fish. I would rather teach you how to fish. This is how you fish. So I'm giving you the characteristics of a Pokemon that you can create in your own draft plan as well. So if you either get the blessing of first overall or the curse of first overall, some people hate first overall. And I don't want to pick first overall. I don't want to, but if you get it, this is the kind of thing that you could do. Let me go over to the tier list again. Again, you guys can't really see this, but again, just Pokemon in general. Ogerpon Hearthflame. That was another one. I actually had the first overall pick. I picked this thing first round because look at the roll compression it has, right? Gets Follow Me right off the bat. It gets the Ivy Cudgel move. So right off the bat, this thing can go for the Terra Fire Ivy Cudgel and just delete things. This thing KOs things that resist it. So in some cases, you can't even Terra out of this thing. Like you go Terra Fire, Terra Dragon, whatever, Terra Water. This thing still beats it. Like a lot of the times, unless it's a bulky Pokemon, a +1 Terra Fire Ivy Cudgel probably still picks up a lot of the time. So that's why this thing is good as well. It's a taunt user. It's an encore user. It gets spiky shield. So right off the bat. So it's a better, like, it's just a good Pokemon that many Pokemon can go next to it. Like what in my why draft video for Ogerpon, like Pokemon that I put next to it, Follow Me. You can threaten Trick Room and you can threaten Follow Me at the same, like Follow Me, Trick Room, and you can threaten damage at the same time. So it gives them something to think about. So which is why I like Ogerpon as a first pick as well. Again, this isn't crazy. It's just you see people pick these things first round. I'm answering why. Why are you going to pick things like this? Because again, like I mentioned before, it's you have so many options for your pick two. It's not like let me find this thing even gets knockoff too. Helping Hand. Fire Grass is a fantastic type. Like, you know what I mean? Like Swords Dance, so you can set up with it. You can go get another Rage Powder user, another Follow Me user, and set up with this thing. So this thing is checking off boxes as we go. It gets 2 weathers, Rain Dance and Sunny Day. What else? It gets Vine Whip, guys. Come on, Vine Whip, right? Vine Whip. Focus energy. There you go. Anti-intimidate. So, and coverage for days. That's another reason why this thing's so good. And again, I cannot emphasize this enough, guys. I really, really cannot emphasize this enough. I'm not saying pick this. I'm saying pick things like this. Because again, you might not like Champower, Ogerpon. You might not like other things that I want to tell you to pick. Like, let's go down a little bit lower. Like, I'm here. Like, there's actually one in mind I have right here. Where's Dragapult? Is Dragapult a top tier Mon? Probably not. It is, like, for example, in the tier list I'm looking at, out of 20 points, it's 16. And you pick this thing first round? Yeah, absolutely. Why? Well, first of all, again, you got 120 attack, 142 speed, so it's right off the bat. It does damage on its own, right? It's immune to fake out right off the bat. And look at all. So Dragon Darts is a very, very cool move. First of all, so that's another thing. You can run this thing physical or special. So you have so many boxes you could check off with the one Pokemon, but your next pick, the next round, can be anything. Like, it could be anything. Like, how do you want to support it? Like, I've seen people run Charizard next to this thing. You go with the Clear Amulet. You Solar Power, oh, sorry, not Clear Amulet. Where is it? Covert Cloak. Covert Cloak. So you can't fake out this slot. Heat Wave, Overheat, blah, 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 right? So now you go for Sunny Day. Can't be faked out. And then Charizard goes for the Covert Cloak, Terra Fire. Or you could go for the Choice Scarf. You go for Terra Ghost. So now you can't fake out either of them. And then you just spec this thing to underspeed your Dragapult by 1 point. You can go Focus Sash, so you can't Sucker Punch it. Not like you can Sucker Punch in Sunny Day anyway. Pulse is also Clear Body, so hard to slow its offenses. Yeah. Like, again, what is your next pick going to be? Like, if you're first overall, let's talk about the reasons why first overall can be bad. You don't know what's going to be available pick 2, right? You really don't. Like I've seen some people pick, like there was one person that picked Walking Wake and said, all right, I want Walking Wake. I need Torkoal next pick. I told the person straight up, I'm like, that is a bad plan. That is not a good plan. Don't do this. Because the odds of Torkoal being there round 2, especially when you need it, unless you're okay with getting Ninetales and you're okay with either of them, okay, fine, that's not a bad plan because now there's 2 of them. There's 2 Pokemon you can go for in that plan. But if there's only one, it's very bad. But if you wanted to go for, say, for example, Manual Sun with your Walking Wake, you could do, there are many things that can do that, right? So it's not, there's not one Pokemon that you want to draft next. It's like, I got my first pick. Cool. It's awesome. What's my next pick after that? It has to be this one thing. You're screwed, right? Or you're just rolling the dice. And it's just, that's when people say, oh, I got sniped. Well, maybe you just planned wrong, you know? So I'm just going to take Charizard out. Charizard's not a good first overall pick. Let me keep going. What's another one? I'm just kind of spitballing here. Should I give you some bad ones or some more good ones? I wanted to pick Chi. Well, Chi is obvious, right? But let's pick a good one that I think is bad. What's a bad first round pick? Oh, here's one. Here's a bad first round pick. Do not pick this first. Iron Crown. This is why you don't want to go Iron Crown first. There are many teams that can run the Psychic Terrain. So if both of them are gone, if both Psychic, like both Indeedis, if they're both gone, then this Iron Crown is okay. But I think everybody would agree that this thing is best with Psychic Terrain. Do you need the Psychic Terrain at all times, even with the Psychic Terrain, like on the roster? No, not necessarily. You could run Booster Energy and you could just run other sets and just offense and things like that. Like its move pool is okay, but like you could run it in a different way, like on a Gravity team. Like you can pivot around AV. It gets like it gets some okay moves, right? But this thing I've seen dominate draft leagues, but in Psychic Terrain. So if I were you, go for your Indeedee first, right? Don't go for Iron Crown first. Go for the Indeedee you want. So Do I think that if you're first overall, it might not be great because someone can also pick Iron Crown and you can go get Ndidi Mail back to back, and now you're within Ndidi, unless your plan is I want Ndidi and I want to get Iron Crown, but I'm okay with going for another Psy Spam user like Hatterene, and then I'll go get Ursaluna or something like that. Like that's something that if that was your plan, Ndidi is a decent first pick, but I would not go Iron Crown first because like if you want the terrain, I wouldn't go Iron Crown first. I would get your terrain because there isn't much of it. Unless you say, like, again, it's all based on your plan. Iron Crown, okay, cool. Let's just say your next pick could be Ndidi Female. Crap, it's gone. What do I pick? Ndidi Male. Oh, crap, it's gone. What do I get? Oh, I'm going to go for Meowstic and go for Prankster Manual Psychic Terrain. Right? If that's the way you want to play, you can do that. And like, what's another one you could do? Another Psychic Terrain user. 1 second. Psychic. Are there any other Prankster Psychic Terrain users? Oops, sorry. Where is it? Psychic Terrain. No, Meowstic's the only one. What's another Psychic Terrain user that's like the fastest? 1 second. Psychic Terrain. Sort by speed. I guess Deoxys, I guess. Or, you know, just let me see. What are you guys saying here? I like Dango strong plus Strong Dragon. Yeah, like that. Like we can get into that as well. Like I could do Salamence, for example, right? Or Goldango. Let's just go Goldango first. Let's just go Goldango as an example. All right, let me go through this list here. I like Dango Strong Dragon. Yeah, me too. That's usually how Dango drafts go. Or you get your Tailwind and then you go get any dragon after. That's usually fine. I'm a Torn round 1 hater. Really? I was actually thinking if I did another draft, I'd get Tornadus first. Because like there are so many things that can go with that. Crown isn't the worst because there's 0 steals in Scarlet Violet boards. Not true. But I do think that you should emphasize a steel type early because there aren't many later. You want the enabler to the strategy before the abuser because the enablers are hard to come by. Terrain, weather setters before expanding force. Yes, and that's kind of what I was getting at. So you don't want to be left with like this Pokemon in your hand. I've seen it too many times. Like Riley here runs a league himself. How many times you personally have you seen someone say, I got my first pick and I don't know what to pick second because I got sniped? Happens all the freaking time, right? And it's frustrating because you see people like that they just don't plan properly because they'll do something like Crown first. Is again based on your strategy. If you say I need Ndidi Female, I'm gonna get Iron Crown first 12 times in a 12-player draft, literally. Iron Crown first, but your plan is Ndidi Female only. Nothing else will work for me. I don't want male. I don't want manual. I need Ndidi Female. If you pick Iron Crown first, you're stupid. It's again, I preface it with everything I just said. I'm not saying if you ever pick Iron Crown first, you're stupid. That's not what I'm saying. If your plan is Iron Crown first and your only second option is something that sought after, that is stupid, you know, because you're just setting yourself up to get sniped, and I see it all the time. Or you get sniped and you're like, this isn't a problem, and now you're scrounging because you don't have a backup, and you're like, crap, maybe that was a bad first pick. You know, I've seen people waste first overall picks more often than I've seen them be good. You know, people try to get cheeky. They overthink it. They don't just go with something really versatile, does something either incredibly well that has many partners you can pick. Like for example, Ogerpon. If your plan with Ogerpon Hearthflame is, I want to get very good speed control next to this thing, there's lots of great speed control you get second. Like, just look at all the Tailwind centers. So let's go Tailwind Prankster. Let's just say I want Tailwind Prankster round 2. There are 5. And if you're okay with any of these, which I think they all work. Torn Ogerpon, fine. Whimsicott Ogerpon, fine. Murkrow, fine. Illumise Volbeat. Like, Illumise Volbeat are usually not round 2 material. They're really not. Or round 1, unless it's a low tier draft. But Again, if your plan is to run Ogerpon with Prankster Tailwind next to it, you have 5 options. Let's go crazy. Let's play the hypothetical here. Let's just say every one of these is gone in round 1, which, again, I still think that you're probably safe getting one of these 5. You're gonna get a Prankster Tailwind setter, but let's go crazy. Say everyone says, hey, Jay told me he wants to get Prankster Tailwind, let's screw him over. All of these are gone. And they go, what say you now? Well, Talonflame's also priority Tailwind. You can do that. Yes, you're doubling up on fire types. You can get another one. Fast Tailwind. Kilowattrel's really good. Rabombi's really good. Unfake outable. Like, I don't think anybody's faking out an Ogerpon Hearthflame on a turn 1 because the spiky shield's too good, right? Unless you just want to stop it and you'll take the chip damage. Who cares? So that's just a playstyle thing. But again, I keep saying this, guys. It is not pick this, do that. It is, here are reasons why you want to do certain things. Recreate a Pokemon that you desire with these things in mind. So Iron Crown was, again, to me, was a bad first pick if you only wanted a DD female, and that's all that could do it. If you wanted Goldengo and the only Tailwind setter you wanted was Talonflame, that's a bad plan. I still think Goldengo's a good first pick, but if you just get completely screwed over because one Pokemon's gone, that's probably pretty good. Talonflame's probably gone round 2. And if it's not, you get lucky because that's your only plan, right? So again, these are all great first picks because, again, Goldengo, if you're like, I just want a Dragon type, I don't really care which one, I can pick this thing round 3. Also, keep in mind, if you're first overall and you get your Tailwind setter second, you get your Dragon type 3rd because you pick right after you, which is awesome, right? So look at all the dragons. Like, yes, these are restricted. Let's just say they're not good. Hydreigon's a fantastic partner for Goldengo. Fantastic. They switch on each other perfectly, right? What's another one? Salamence is another great one. Let's just say, again, Goldengo first. I want a Dragon type second. There's 2 right off the bat that are literally perfect. Dragonite's another one. Cool. Let's go to another one. I could do this all day. I didn't want to type in that specific Pokemon. I just wanted to go Dragon. All right. Let's do another one. Let's do stat total. Latios. Maybe not the best. They're okay. Roaring Moon's another good one. You know, so that's 4 Pokemon, and you can knock off your Tailwind setter in the same set with all of these, right? So these are all very, very good options if you go with something like Goldengo. So you have 4 options for your Dragon type. You have 5 options for your Tailwind setter. Chances are you're going to get both if you go in with this plan. If you say, Goldengo first, got my damage dealer, done. Got my Steel type, got my Ghost type, knocked off all these things. Jay said this was a great first overall pick because it checked off all these boxes. Fantastic, right? What's my second pick? I want a Dragon onto my wish list. I want a ground immunity, and I want a Tailwind setter. Well, you might be able to grab 2 of them in the same pick with your Dragon type because that's how dragons do. A lot of them get Tailwind. Or just get 2 different ones, right? You go grab your Dragon and then go grab a different Tailwind setter. There's tons of them, right? We went over all of them exactly. So, but again, if you said Goldengo, my second pick must be Murkrow. Nothing else will do. Goldengo Murkrow is the only thing I want. There is a possibility Murkrow's gone round 2. I don't think that's the best plan ever. I think if you're going in with the mindset, because again, we talked about the blessing of the first overall pick and the curse of the first overall pick. You can't really pick whatever you want. I guess that's true with any draft position, but if you're first overall, you can't go Dondozo first because Tatsugiri being gone in the next round, it's possible, I guess, or sniped at any point. But you wouldn't want to go Tatsugiri first because Dondozo is a good Pokemon on its own. So, you know, let me just keep going with this chat because I saw the messages came in. Riley says, a huge part of your draft is understanding the priority of your picks. Yes, absolutely. And if you find yourself getting sniped all the time, that is you not doing that, right? Let me see, BMLs. We're so late in the meta. Draft order is pretty defined, kind of easy to find plans to work with if you know how to do it, right? So BMLs, this doesn't happen easy for a lot of people. Like, I've seen a lot of people go in chat rooms and they're just like, I don't know what to do. Like, what's a good plan? I picked these 2. Great job with your first couple picks, but are you handcuffed, right? There was one draft I did, I want Annihilate. And here's the funny part. My plan was Annihilate. I also think Annihilate's a good first pick. I do think it is. So, but my plan was I either wanted Whimsicott, I wanted Mousehold. I didn't think both of these would be gone in the second round. I wasn't first overall. I think I was like third or fourth. I thought there was a very good chance I would get one of the two of these. And I actually wanted Jolteon with Pin Missile as a later option. I wanted this plus one of these two and Jolteon. I knew Jolteon was going to happen later. I ended up getting it. But unfortunately, they were both gone. And I was sitting there going, just like I've complained about other people doing without a good draft plan. I said, well, what do I do? Like, I have no idea what to do. I wanted a beat up user. I wanted one of those two, and they're gone. What are the other beat up users? This is exactly the process I went through. What are the other beat up users that are fast? Do I want Weavile? Do I want Sneasel? I think I got Sneasel. It was okay, but it wasn't great. You know, D-Gleam say go Burr, right? It wasn't the best. Ambipom, okay, it's not a top tier mon, it's okay. But again, the roll compression is what I wanted. I wanted Follow Me, I wanted Tailwind, I wanted Encore, I wanted all these things that those two Pokemon could do as a second pick. Future video, by the way. What's a good second pick? I guess we're kind of doing it right now. But I was kind of stuck. So would I change anything that I did? Alter the plan. Because again, I say, if your plan is this and you're not okay with anything other than those basic things, you should probably change your plan. If I was okay with Annihilate and I want it as a final Gambit user to stop Trick Room, I have Jolteon, that's enough. It'd be nice if I got those other things, but if I don't, I have a whole nother plan. Cool. Like, I've heard Weavile's fantastic next to Annihilate, right? It's a lot faster. So, I think Jamie Boyd actually says Weavile is like a very underrated partner for Annihilate because you have access to Fake Out, you have access to Icy Wind, Snarl, things like that. And you can side beat up if you want. So, but again, I didn't want that in my plan, so I was upset and I was kind of scrambling. So I don't think Annihilate's that bad of a first pick. It just depends what you want Annihilate to do. People say, is Annihilate a good Pokemon? Yeah. But how are you going to use it? If you're going to use it for if the only set you know is Rage Fist, Drain Punch, and Bulk Up, Protect, if that's the only set you know and you'll ever run, it's probably not a good pick for you first round. If you're going to use it a bunch of different ways, like this thing gets Rock Slide, it gets coverage for days like Seed Bomb, the Final Gambit with the Choice Scarf and the U-Turn set, Weakness Palsy is a great set, like the Bulk Up set is really great. I think I had this for a whole season and I didn't even run Bulk Up on it once. Like, I don't know why, I just wasn't my cup of tea that season, but let me go back in here. I've been rude about Urshifu S. Oh, Single Strike, yeah. Like pick 3 because you are really wanting almost specifically Goldango, which is really funny because I've seen so many people get both, which is wild to me. The fact those two are good first round picks. I'd probably go Dango because I think people are less likely to grab Urshifu Single Strike round 1 because again, you need specific things to make it work. It's very good, but Goldango is definitely like a perfect partner for it, right? I think another thing you can prioritize, B-Mill says, I think another thing you can prioritize is that the majority of the time the same cheap budget picks are taken. Are they? I've seen so much versatility with low tier picks. Like people get really creative, right? So you can have a better idea of what you can reliably bank on having versus what you can't. Oh, don't get me wrong. I will get to how to get lower picks first. I've already alluded to it a little bit because I mentioned if there are no replacements for it, then you have to pick it earlier. And if you play draft long enough, you kind of have an idea of where things are picked and of what round. Like Fungus, for example, is a very good low tier pick depending on where it's tiered. I've seen some people rate it like right in the middle, which I think is ridiculous. I've also seen people rank it like 1 or 2 or 3 points, and I'm like, that's just foolish. Well, maybe not 3. It depends on how strong of a budget, like of a tier list you're going for, right? It really depends. But if you see those things being picked earlier, normally pick it even earlier, right? Or is there a replacement for it? So again, but that's not why we're doing this. We're kind of going with the first overall or first 3 picks, whatever it is. What is a good first top pick, right? And these are all reasons why. So And guys, I've been kind of teaching a little bit on like concepts of what like actually makes a good early Pokemon. What is a good first round pick early? You guys have had a few different rules I've thrown at you. So start throwing out picks in the chat. Like I'll kind of let you know if you guys are along the right, you know, the right path and stuff like that, and plead your case, right? If you guys have picked something that you thought worked out really well, let me know and we can talk about it here. That's cool too. But let's go back here. Wakeman, what's up? Goldango, Jugulus, kind of nasty. I agree. Those are very good. I had Jugulus in my DDL season and I was very happy with it. I unfortunately I picked it up later, but just on its own, that thing is so good. Booster Energy Tailwind is just nasty. And usually Jugulus is rated a lot cheaper than Roaring Moon, so you could still get the Tailwind with your Booster Energy for a lot cheaper than something like a Roaring Moon, right? Let me see. Pone says Whimsicott, Mousehold, or Alolan Ninetales in this spot in Reg H. As a round 1 pick, I would agree with 2 of those. I don't know about Alolan Ninetales as a first round pick that early, just because it depends what the plan is. If you said, I want to get again, I will amend what I just said. So Alolan Ninetales with Ape, you're saying, in Reg H? Yeah, I'm sure it works really well. James Beck won a championship in the WDL and he didn't even go for a side Icicle Spear once. But if your game plan is to set the Aurora Veil and let Annihilate just kind of go off and there's no other option, then yeah, like go for it, right? Like if it's a low tier or like a Reg H tier list or something like that, I think that's a great idea. But again, if you say I want a beat up user and you only want the top beat up users, you might get screwed a little bit, right? If you have, like, if your game plan is I want Annihilate, I want Mousehold, if I don't get Mousehold, I'm gonna go with plan B. That's fine. What's plan B? Is it I want Redirection and I want a Tailwind Setter and maybe I want to get a Alolan Ninetales, but I'm okay with Abomasnow as well? Cool. That's a great, look how many alternatives that plan has, right? You got option A, this is what I want, but I can pivot to option B, go for this. And actually, here's a question for you guys, just like a little poll. Let me know. I'll ask you another one. Which draft position, early, mid, or late, do you need more plans? Early, like top pick? If you get the pole position, pick number 1, how many plans do you need to pivot for pick 2 compared to if you are mid or low? Like if you're like last overall, how many plans do you need? Like personally, I think if you pick late, if you do it right, you don't really have a plan. you get your first pick, have a couple of ideas in mind or whatever it is of your first pick, maybe your second pick, again, based on the concepts that we're going for, but you also pick sooner, right? If you have 12 people in your draft and you're first overall, you don't get your second pick for what, 23 picks? That's insane. Like just to think, that's like a full day, depending on the league you're in, that's a full day you don't get to pick. But then you get to pick twice, which is really nice, whatever. But if you're like, say 10th of 12, you have to wait a while, but you only have to go look at the tier list if you're okay with kind of having a look when it's like pick 7, 8, or 9. Now you pick in a couple of picks, you only have to maybe come up with a couple of plans, right? But then guess what? You pick 3 or 4 picks later. That's fantastic, right? So now you can plan your first round pick and your second more realistically than having to wait 23 picks later, right? But let me get back to here. So let me see. Mousehold, Whimsicott, Ninetales. Yeah, Mousehold I think is a fantastic first pick. Mousehold goes with so many Pokemon. If you said, I'm going to go Mousehold, round 1, pick 1, beautiful. I've seen it. You have the Wide Lens Population Bomb, the T-Wave. You have your Tidy Up. You can clear hazards. I think it's hazards and terrain, I think Tidy Up is. It's really busted. Let me see. Mousehold. I've never had it, so Tidy Up. Sorry, substitutes and ooh, clear sub. Ooh. That's interesting. That's really cool, actually. By the way, how's the music? I just thought of it. Is it a little too loud compared to my voice? I can turn it down a little bit. By the way, shout out to Glitch City Music. Thank you very much for this ongoing playlist. I think it's a 24-hour mix. So go check her out if you haven't seen it yet. Or if you haven't heard Glitch City Music, you're living under a rock, by the way. Just saying. Yeah, so Mousehold is great because you're like, I want to get Mousehold because it threatens Population Bomb, forces Terra Ghost. I'm gonna go get a Dark type later. or whatever it is, I'm okay with that. Or ghost type later, whatever. I'll get one later. Like, it's like, I want to go get my boss tip. It's super cheap. I'm going to go get it. That'll be my Terra Ghost defense, right? But my pick 2 is either going to be Annihilate, it's going to be Terrakion, or it's going to, or any of the, what's it called? Terrakion, Cobalion, Virizion, whatever. Keldeo doesn't exist in this situation. Or I want Archaludon, or I want, if that's your plan, fantastic. I think Mousehold is a fantastic pick, but if you're saying I want Mousehold Annihilate or I'm dropping it, that's a bad plan. So again, Mousehold's a good first pick. Whimsicott, going back to Pone's message here. You said that Whimsicott is a good first overall pick. I think it's fantastic. As long as your plan is, I want to enable one of these many things on the team, Prankster Tailwind's always a good idea. But if you're not going to utilize Beat Up, that makes it even easier because you don't really need a partner that does it. You just want the priority Tailwind. You want the threat of Prankster Encore. That causes you to prep a certain way just having that Pokemon on the team, right? Like personally, if you don't really care about Beat Up and you just want a Prankster Tailwind user that's kind of like Whimsicott, I'd go for what you want to be enabled by the Whimsicott and then go grab Whimsicott round 2. If it's not there, you go grab your Illumise or Volbeat. They will be there round 2. I've never seen them go that early. Maybe one of the two, but never both, you know? So is Whimsicott, Mousehold, and an Alolan Ninetales a good first overall pick in Reg H? I don't know if I like the Alolan Ninetales. I'll let you guys discuss and see how wrong you think I am, but if your plan is I want Alolan Ninetales and the partner I'm going to get later, I'm going to get like Titan. Like if you want to go for a snow team and you want your snow abuser to be Titan, it's not going to be picked until much later, but I need Alolan Ninetales, get it first, right? So in that case, the plan now trumps how good the Pokemon is round 1, right? If that's your plan, I don't know if that's the best plan in the world. If you get blessed with the first overall pick, I think there's a bunch of other options, but it's probably a mid-tier pick. We can get into that. Let me see. Riley says, a lot of times I tend to start with a 3 to 4 Pokemon plan and try to fill it out from there. Yeah, it's good too. 3 to 4. It depends on what, like, I had a 3 to 4 Pokemon plan in the DDL. I was picking 10th. I got sniped on every one of them. And those who didn't know, Riley was actually in my front office, so he was right there with me. It was painful. Riley, how bad was it, man, when I said I have these 3 plans? I want either Chiyu, I want the Chiyu, Chempao, or Raging Bolt. Any of them. I'm okay with any of them. Right? So, and I got sniped on all 3 of them. And the funny part is, you guys are probably laughing, oh, those are going to go early. Well, 2 of them didn't go early. I was 10, Chempao was picked 8, Raging Bolt was picked 9, and I was left like this. And I'm just like, what do I do? And I called Riley in a panic. I was like, what do I do? It's my pick and I have no plan. Everything is gone. I have no idea. And as a result, I didn't feel like I had the best draft in the world. We can go over exactly what happened when I panicked. And I felt like I was working for my team. I made it work, but Gouging Fire is a good first pick, but my second pick and third pick and things like that, I feel like it didn't go super well. John Luke, welcome. How's it going, JL? If you guys don't know who JL is, click on his little face and go subscribe to his channel. He is much better than I at VGC. We had a really good tilt in DDL, by the way. Go check out that match on both our channels. That was a very fun ending. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. John Luke versus Jay. I think it was week 5 or 4. I can't remember, but it wasn't too long ago, like a month ago. Dengo has a lot of friends. Yes, it does. We went over a handful of them. You guys are chatting. Big fan of farming the lower tier picks. I am too. Absolutely. We will get into that eventually. Or misbudgeted. Oh my god. Yes. I'm chomping at the bit to see a tier list because whenever I'm playing in a league, someone messes it up. Someone makes a mistake and I'm just sitting there waiting. Like I do want to get to these comments. You guys are really going at this. I have so much to say just about like random things that I think of, like the brain's just kind of shooting. When I was the league that I'm playing in right now, the ZDL or the ZDL if you're Canadian, the ZDL, I saw that Palafin was like the top tier was 12 points. I think Palafin was 9, and I'm like, I feel like I can abuse this tier list to make Palafin work at 9 points in a low tier draft. 160 base power wave crash. Let's go. right? But I also saw that there was a Knackle stack because I was actually curious about Garganackle. I've always wanted to try it, but it was also really expensive, like 11 points or something like that in the low tier draft. And I saw Knackle stack and I was like, man, Eviolite, and it's kind of the same thing. The only thing it doesn't get is wide guards. So I feel like this is a win condition in itself for 2 points. I can get a usable Pokemon for 2 points and use that the rest of the points that I saved on a useful Pokemon on my higher picks. So that was one of the mistiering things that I thought was really good, because that thing is just, I'm waiting for the right week to bring it, and when it comes, it's going to go off. It's going to be fantastic. Someone said Spectrier, because I asked earlier, like, what's a good first round pick? Again, let's look at Spectrier. So if you're in like a Reg F draft and you have options of all the legendaries like Landorus, Tornadus, Whimsicott, all the Ogrepons, things like that, is Spectrier a good first round pick? So my question to you would be, what is your plan for it? And what does it need for success? Because I feel like Spectrier doesn't usually go that early. It's probably a round 2 pick. And I also feel like there's also Spectrier alternatives. Like, yes, Gengar doesn't hit as hard as this, and it's not as bulky with the HP stat. But if you say, for example, if you wanted to go get Grimmsnarl and Spectrier, and I wanted to run that all season, if you need the Spectrier to work in the Grimmsnarl, there's no other options other than Grimmsnarl, get the Grimmsnarl first. Grimmsnarl goes first, and everyone goes, what? Why are you picking that? That's not a great first pick. Well, Grimmsnarl enables a bunch of different things. If you say, I want to go for Grimmsnarl Spectrier, go for the Grimmsnarl first, grab the Spectrier, and then let's just say you wanted to go for your Dragon or your Steel type, and you wanted Gudra Hisui to stall things out. These 3 Pokemon, oh my goodness. Good luck. This is a very tough 3 to take down. If that's your plan, Gudra, maybe even Gudra picks second, right? Like, maybe you go for Grimmsnarl, Gudra, and then if you're okay with the Gengar, pick 3. So to answer your question, I would say it's hard for me to just say no, Spectrier is not a good first pick, because I'm willing to hear people out on exactly what their plans are, but you would have to kind of sell me on that one, because again, Spectrier does not get a lot of coverage. Spectrier's coverage is pretty limited. The fact that people run Draining Kiss on this thing with Terra Fairy, and that's the main set, like you're running basically your Shadow Ball every single week, or Hex, I guess, maybe. Psychic. Your coverage is Psychic, Dark, and your, what's it called? I guess Fairy Draining Kiss goes up to 60 power if you Terra Fairy. So that's not a bad option, but again, that's basically it. If you wanted to run like a support set, I do like its support. It gets Snarl, Will-O-Wisp. I really like that. So you can run a support one and you can run an offensive one, but the offense is pretty limited on what it can do. I guess Terra, like Terra Ground, Terra Blast, or something like that, like depending on the matchup. I guess. But again, it depends on how stacked the tier list is. If it is a very stacked tier list, do not pick this thing first. There are many other options. Like, there's a whole ass Goldango there. Yes, it's not as fast. I get that. So they're not the same Pokemon. But you would have to really sell me on grabbing something that kind of okay. Like, I feel like there's alternatives for Spectrier, so I wouldn't grab it first. Because, again, one of the reasons for what makes a good first overall pick and a justified first overall pick is there's nothing that can replace it. Grimmsnarl, I would argue there is no alternative for this Pokemon. If your plan has Grimmsnarl on it, you better pick this thing early. Or you better be okay with an alternative. If you say, I just want screens, okay, well, Grimmsnarl, Meowstic, Klefki, those are great Pokemon. So, but you want Grimmsnarl, go get your, I don't know, your Gudra Hisui or something like that. Because there's nothing else that does Gudra Hisui stuff other than Gudra Hisui, right? Grimmsnarl is second, it's gone. Whatever, I'll go get Klefki. Oh, Klefki's gone. I'll go get Meowstic. Right? By the way, Meowstic, good switching for Gudra Hisui. Just saying. Let me get to some of these messages. You guys are really awesome for this, by the way. I feel like it's hard to keep up, but if you guys are willing to send a message to me and talk to me, I'm willing to say it on camera and chat with you guys back. Let me see. I enjoy 1 to 2 spots off the wheel. Feels ideal for me. Yeah, I feel like everybody has like their ideal draft position that they want. I also don't really start planning until after I'm up for round 1. Yeah, I guess if you have a good idea of the game and which Pokemon are, like, for example, we're going over like a bunch of good first round picks, right? If you already have this list kind of banked in your memory and you have a bunch of different strategies and you don't have your heart set on a specific strat or Pokemon, yeah, that's a great idea. That are 3DS Spade. 3D Spade. I prefer to be like 3rd pick or 78th. I think you mean 7 or 8. What about 6, 7? 6 or 7? Yeah, like honestly, it's funny because third pick or 7 or 8th, those are like complete opposites. Like, I guess it just means you don't like being in the middle or on the ends, right? I love the ends. The ends are fantastic. It means I don't have to go to the draft board and as many times. You literally go half the amount of time as everybody else. Like if I'm first, I pick my first pick and I walk away for 23 picks. I come back and I pick 2. That means I only have to go make selections, what, half the time, right? Because I'm making 2 at a time. Everybody else has to go back. If in the middle, you have to wait for the down, the up, the down, the up. I just go away and I come back whenever I get pinged. It's fantastic. Fierce Fruit, what's up? I don't think I've seen you in here. Thank you for saying hi. I missed this draft yapping. If that's what you call it, is yapping. I just like to vent and do TED Talks and stuff like that, like this. Let me see. Whale says, almost need to draft a bunch of standalone Pokemon and then try to get synergies. I'm not a huge fan of that, unless again the Pokemon has many synergies. Like I'm talking about versatility, like for example Mousehold. Like you maybe grab your Meowshold, grab your Mousehold. If Dragonbolt's there, grab your Dragapult. You know, they're okay together. You know, maybe you got your Dragon Dance or something like that. You know, you want to go for Follow Me Dragon Dance. Like, does he? Yeah, it gets Dragon Dance. They could go together, but maybe not, you know? So maybe you could just grab like half of a bunch of cores that have a bunch of options. And then, yeah, that's not bad. As long as you do it carefully. Because again, if you wait too long, I've seen people wait way too long. Like they grab Dondozo, they're like, no one's picking Tatsugiri. I will wait. And they wait to the last selection. Somebody grabs it because they want a Storm Drain user. Don't be that guy. Let me see. Pone says, again, just meant with ape. What was the context for that one? I probably respond to you, but because I'm so far behind looking at these messages. My bad. Where is it? I think I went too far back. I did go too far back. Oh, there it is. Okay. B Mills clears hazard terrain and is DD. Oh, that was we were talking about tidy up. Also, Super Fang Mousehold is underrated. Yes, doing 50%. Man, doing calcs, people are like, oh, how do they go into their calculator and they're like, oh man, I need to get an OCO and, you know, drag that little slider up. I guess that way, if you guys look at my camera. Yeah, you have to drag it up and get an OCO, or I just drop the attack. Well, if you're running Mousehold, you only need to do 51%, right? You know, a lot of priority moves get there. Jet Punch, for example. Like, I should be running Super Fang, and I should be running... What are the other half moves? I forget. Ruination? I don't have a Ruination mon. Yeah, so you just need... Like, Jet Punch gets there for half of them. So if you're drafting Palafin, grab Mousehold. Fantastic, right? What else? Lucario snub from Justified list. You know what's funny? Lucario has a very specific thing that no one else can do. It's got inner focus, and it's got the Justified, and it has E-Speed. So you could run this thing next to your Chimpao. Yes, it shares a weakness to fighting, so it's probably not the best, but if you get screwed and okay, fine, you want to go for it. And you could also go grab a beat-up user later. A cheap one, like Farigiraf or something like that. That's a really sneaky thing to do, right? What else? I like Wims and a strong special attacker, Chiyu, Blood Moon, Dango, etc. Yeah, so if you grab Whimsicott first and you're okay with Chiyu, Blood Moon, Dango, all three of those might be gone, but Glamora is fantastic on a Whimsicott lead, right? Tailwind, and then you go for Meteor Beam, fantastic, right? Love it. Pone just says, I was just talking about second round picks for 8, but whatever. No, I am not objectively correct in any of this, guys. That's the thing. I'm just talking, And like, I'm not saying anybody's wrong. If I counter what you say or whatever it is, it's not because I think you're wrong or whatever, I'm right, you're wrong. It's not that. It's just more like, again, I'm just talking, right? I might have misunderstood you as well. So that's another thing. But Pwned, I love you very much. You were very active in our Discord and you helped so many people prep. So thank you for that. Let me see. Wales, but I'm not a runner. I always say Wales because I know it's Wales. How much can you really plan and draft though? Oh, I've seen people have a bunch of spreadsheets and pull out 17 tabs of alternatives and this and I've seen over prep, but can you really over prep? As long as you get what you want, it's all good. I see people creating entire drafts. It's like, why? So much can happen. I'm actually a guy that plans my first like 2 or 3 picks because I want to draft my core. Like for example, like I'll go here and I'll like, let's just say Goldango, right? Like I've already mentioned this, right? Let's just say I get like first, second, or third pick. I grab Goldango, fantastic. I will say I want Goldango, Grimmsnarl. I just have it on there. Grimmsnarl. Oh, it's already on there. So Goldango, Grimmsnarl, and I want to get Salamence. I will plan out these 3 picks and I'll go for them. Goldango. If Grimmsnarl's gone, okay, fine. I'll go for maybe a Tailwind Setter or something like that, or whatever. I will basically have a plan of 3 Pokemon to be my core. Or like a main archetype. It could be Rain. Like it could be something like I want to go grab Pelipper because there's only one. I know there's the Politoed, but it's not the same. It's not. Pelipper to me is not a bad first pick, but if the only option is our Chaludon, this is a hard core to get actually because I feel like Pelipper is pretty sought after, and our Chaludon's also very sought after. So, which one do you pick first? It's really hard to say, right? But yeah, I like to pick a core, and then once I get that core, then I build out a whole draft plan based on how early things usually go, and also have like alternatives for those picks just in case I get sniped. So yeah, I do have full plan ready to go. Reds says, hey Jay, I'm doing my first draft league and I have the 1.04. Oh, you play fantasy football, don't you? Only fantasy football players talk like that. What am I doing here? I am 4th overall. I'm hoping to build around Raging Bolt in an 8-person draft. So you're right in the middle. What are some good mods I can build around with it? Was thinking of one of the pawns. I like the Ogerpon Wellspring's probably the best pawn you can get for it. It's probably not going to be there. Just because water pawns usually got pretty early, especially after the wheel. People like to add Ogerpon as their second pick, as we're talking about here. But something that I'm trying to think, like, what was my plan with it? I think I wanted, when I wanted Raging Bolt and I had it on my plan, I think I had a bunch of ground immunities. Like obviously you want to get a steel type, you want to go grab a ground, like what's a ground immunity? You want to get your Fairy Dragon Steel core. You want to basically make it as bulky as possible, right? You have to ask yourself, like, just before I move on to the next comment, you basically need to ask yourself, what are ways people want to stop my best Pokemon, and find a way to stop doing that. So for example, like Thunderclap is one of the reasons you draft Raging Bolt, right? It's fantastic. It's very unique. It's only a Pokemon that gets it. So how do people stop Thunderclap? Well, they stop it with Quick Guard. They stop it with Fake Out. They stop it with Ground, Terra Ground. They stop it with Follow Me Ground. They stop it with Resistance Terra Follow Me. Like, you know what I mean? So what are ways that you can stop that? Well, Taunt deals with a lot of those. Running Protect on your what's it called, your Raging Bolt regularly is always nice, because like if somebody wants to like use a status move or something like that to like Eerie Impulse or something like that, gets around your Thunderclap and also lowers the next one when it does go off. So you ask yourself, so just as a general rule, what goes with it, rather than me giving you a specific Pokemon, find out how people want to stop that and try to stop that. You know what I mean? So ground type, so grabbing a good water type is something that they're like, man, I got to be really careful of this Terra Ground because they have this blank in the way. So for example, Ogerpon Wellspring, right? We were talking about how good that is, but whether or not it's there. So I don't want you to be like, I want Wellspring and that's it. I want you to have Wellspring alternatives, right? And you don't necessarily want Follow Me for it. You might just want it for the offensive water to pressure it. So go for a physical water type, right? Ice type or whatever it might be. So just ask yourself those questions. How do people stop Raging Bolt, and find ways to stop that? Because that's their job every week, is to prep into what you want to do. and may as well start prepping for your opponents in the middle of the draft. Why not, right? JL says, I love to tilt. Tilted me a little bit when I got screwed. This guy friggin' in our match, he had a mirror herb on there for like, what was it? I think it was for my bulk up or something like that. Or he wanted like, I think it was for like, I don't know. It was something else. It was a speed boost or something like that he wanted, and he wanted to match it. But he got my defense boost for my corner pawn, and just go watch it. It's yeah. B-Mel says, hate to be that guy, but I doubt you get Bolt 4th. If I wanted it and I was picking 4th, I would have got it in my last draft. So it's really good, but you know, have alternatives. I see what you mean. You're looking for the flexible stuff first. Really? Yeah, literally. If you're early, this is what you want to do, right? If you don't care and you just want to go into your first pick after your first ones are done, it's not very nice to everybody else because now everybody has to wait for you to come up with a plan. But yes, pick something that is versatile and has room to make adjustments, right? That's kind of the goal. Fierce Fruit. Pokeaim has had a bit of struggle making Spectre work in the MDBL. Yeah, like again, it's not a Pokemon you lean on every single week, but it's a very good role piece. I do think it's really good. Whale says, your first pick should be either, but a specific thing or unbelievably flexible. Yeah, it's in short, if you're going to pick something that's not flexible, grab something that's the best at what it does and no one else can do it, right? Like an Urshifu. Urshifu, nothing else goes through Protect and hits that hard as those two. So if you want to go for it and you just adjust from there, go grab your speed control, then go grab your redirection, go grab your pivots, things like that. It's very good. Slandering My Little Pony? Yeah, a bit. Was talking about being stuck in the middle. I don't endorse Alone in Ninetales first pick, just think it was good with 8. Yeah, well, hey, I can't really say it's not because James Beck won a championship with it. I had to change name, but I've been here since the start of Wolf's Draft League, watched every reaction vid and DD. Oh, thank you so much. That is so cool. Oh, did I lose Umbreon? You're good, buddy, right? I kind of tapped him a little bit. No, that's so cool. Thank you so much. Like honestly, like the fact that you guys choose to watch me talk, it's really cool, guys. Like I've never experienced anything like this, so thank you. Pwned, yeah, thank you. Rillaboom. Yo, Rillaboom is such a good first round pick. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's get into Rillaboom for a second. Woo! Woo! Got me excited. Got me excited. Okay, so why is Rillaboom a good first round pick? Anti-Earthquake. Earthquake is so good in draft. If somebody has a good Earthquake mon like Garchomp, or what gets Earthquake that's really good? 1 second. Earthquake. Let's pick a ground type with Earthquake because it does more. Lando T, Ursaluna, Rhyperior, Excadrill, Great Tusk, Garchomp, Mammoth Swine. It's not very good matchup because it can hit it with ice. Lando, it doesn't really care about the Earthquake. Mudsdale, and I go on and on and on. Oh my goodness. Yeah, Rillaboom is not replaceable, and Thwackey is not a replacement. I am sorry, it is not. I saw Rillaboom is a way better first pick than it is a pick. Wait, Rillaboom is way better a first pick than it is a pick. It's so unreplaceable. Yeah, shout out Thwackey. Yeah, seriously, I'm right there with you. Thwackey works, but not as like, you don't want to bring Thwackey every single week. Like in my opinion, the only Thwackey set that actually works is Choice Band. That's a hot take, I know, but if man, that thing hits so hard with Choice Band. It hits harder than Rillaboom does. If you're on Choice Band Thwackey, it hits harder than Rilla with Grassy Glide, and also Woodhammer with so good. Anyway, yeah, Rillaboom. So you get the fake out right off the bat, so that's another roll compression. You get your grass types, so you have your ground resist. There's not many. There's flying, there's bug, there's grass. That's it. And if people have ice, you don't want to bring your grass or your flying, so you might need bug. If people run fire, you might need flying. So there are not a lot of great ground resists. Rillaboom is probably the best one there is, right? I love Rillaboom. And look at all the options you have. You can go for a balance course, so just go grab a fire type, go grab a water type. This is, if you want to put your draft on easy mode, go Rillaboom. My favorite Pokemon to draft beside Rillaboom, in my opinion, is Drifblim. Because out of all the Unburden users, I don't like... What are the other ones? I don't really like Rillaboom Sneasler. I don't. I'm sorry, is that a hot take, guys? Dude, I just saw in the corner of my eye, Jay Smeargle gets Thunderclap too. Thanks. I guess it does. My bad. That's such a good comment. I love it. Yeah, Drifblim, in my opinion, is the best partner for Rillaboom. Yeah, like Blizzard spam. There's not a lot of Blizzard spam going around. Like, Blizzard spam is only really a thing on snow teams, and there can only be 2 that are really drafted, right? If that. You know, like a lot of the times, Obama Snow's not even picked, but Alola Ninetales, just watch out. Who cares, right? But there's Terror for that. But Unburden, this thing, once you get an Unburden Tailwind, and then Acrobatics, you get your Grassy Seed boost. Like, you just run... By the way, if you're running this thing, do not run. Just pick... So 224 is a multiple of 16, and then you've got your, what? 24 plus 240? So just go to your multiple of 16 for your Grassy Terrain boost, and then just go like this. Done. Well, actually, you got to get your speed targeted too, right? So let's just say you're facing, I don't know, let's just say you're facing a Fluttermane, right? So you want to get past 206, right? So just go, or 208 for bundle. Just go like this. Done. Grab this, grab this, grab this, and highest stat. Ooh, I guess Adamant. Done. Right? This is your Rillaboom. This is your Drifblim set. How bulky is this? You're not killing this thing. Then you go for a defensive terror. Let's just say, I don't know, fire, something like that. What? I don't know. It's probably not fire, but I just pick something random. You got your Icy Wind, your Acrobatics. You got your, let me see, what else we got here? Strength Sap, fantastic move. You got your, it's Temper Flare? Why? Okay. Gets Trick Room, yo, Tail Room on this Pokemon. Let's go. Where's another one? You could do some minimize stuff if you really wanted to. You can go for Imprison. Like, yeah, this Pokemon is like the ultimate support Pokemon for Rillaboom. So, yeah, fantastic. Jay is asking why a hot air balloon gets fire move. Shut up. That's so mean. It's not a hot air balloon. It's just a balloon. There's no, it might be a hot air balloon. It does get flare boost too, which by the way is really cool. This thing with the Flame Orb, by the way, and I'm just off on a tangent right now. After this thing gets a +1, it does more damage than Cali's Shadow with Shadow Ball. There, I said it. But anyway, Rillaboom, fantastic first pick. Please get it. Let me go back here. I missed a bunch of comments. I'm gonna get to a point where I can't read every comment, guys, so hopefully we stay small. That makes sense. So Reed said, is it Reeds or Reds? R-E-H-D-S. Depends how you pronounce the H. That makes sense. Thanks. Love the content. You really sniffed out that fantasy football. Yeah. Well, anyone that says 1.04. Yeah. Love me some fantasy 2. Amon to remove terrain, ice spinner, psychic terrain can be bad. Oh, let me read that again. Amon to remove terrain, ice spinner, etc. as psychic terrain can be bad. I don't know if I'm reading that out wrong. Try that again. Reword that. I don't understand what you're trying to say. Steelbug, Smeargle does not count. Yeah, I said that too. Rillaboom, way better first pick. Rhyperior, yeah. Wait, are you saying Rhyperior as a Earthquake user or a good first overall pick? Because I agree with one of those two statements. BML says, I like Rillaboom for what it can enable. Heatran, Glamora, yeah. Hawlucha, yeah, Hawlucha's pretty good too. I'm not a Hawlucha believer just because, like, I've seen it. The only set that's actually scary is the SD one because this thing, its attack is so low. Like, yes, you get the high base power moves and stuff. Oh, my numlock's off. Yeah, like, I guess you can run Adamant too, which is really cool because it's so naturally fast. So you can outspeed like Regieleki really easily. Actually, with no sorry. Now I outspeed Regieleki without any investment. But like Choice Scarf users, Tailwind users, you know what I mean? Like, this thing's really nice. You can run Adamant. But what damage are you getting, like, without a boost, right? Like, I know it gets, like, Flying Press, which is a really cool move. Close combat's 120, okay. But I'm just not a believer. I'm just not. Looking forward to the next draft you'll participate in and cover on the channel. Me too. I was actually talking about this. I'm actually expecting my first kid in, I think, August. So I do want to get a draft league, hopefully on Champions. I want to get a draft league in before that happens because, you know. Let me see. Funny because I hate Sneasler without Rilla. Oh, Sneasler's so good. Oh my goodness. Not a good first overall pick though. Acrobatics Rippling confirmed. Yeah. I had a blimp in my first draft. The team was crazy. Yeah. Jay asking why. Yeah, make fun of me. B-Bills. Halucha, Talonflame, Fierce Looking Birds, low attack stats. Yeah, thanks, females. I'm really, I haven't really mentioned it yet. I think I mentioned to like 1 or 2 people, but, no, I guess this is the official reveal, but yeah, I think we're like 14 weeks in, something like that. So I guess we're kind of past the tough spot or like the scary spot. But I'm super excited. I don't know what's going to happen to the channel. I'll probably still make some content here and there, but it's probably going to go down a little bit, you know, but, yeah, what's more down than it is right now, but I'm gonna get my money's worth before it comes in. And when I say money's worth, I mean make content and do this as much as I can, not make money. I don't. But yeah, like it's gonna be a lot of fun. Thoughts on Ursaluna, both of them, first overall and for Ridgeraff. Oh boy. Oh, hold on. So Steelbug, the ice spin comment was to remove psychic terrain for Thunderclap. Who has the psychic terrain, you or the Raging Bolt team? If you have Raging Bolt and you draft psychic terrain, don't do that. I feel like that's just, it makes, you're fighting against your own team. And if you're facing it, you don't want to remove your own psychic terrain, right? So, and you can't really stop the ice spinner. If they're trying to protect ice spinner to get rid of your terrain, then you might need another alternative. Yeah. You can find the time, you're saying, B-Mills. I hope it's going to be an adjustment for sure, but I might be able to find like a nice balance between making content and being a dad, so it's going to be cool. Okay, so let's do the Ursalunas because I've been asked this before, both Ursalunas. Okay, so I'll start off right off the bat. If you want first overall and you're like, I want one of the Ursalunas, or say your top 4 or whatever it is, I just want one of them, I don't really care which one. How do you want to play the Ursaluna on your team? If you want to go for EQ spam, I feel like the Ursaluna Blood Moon's a little bit easier to use than the Ursaluna, this one, like the Hisuian form, I guess, whatever it is. Just because this thing really wants to Earthquake. So let me just delete the other one for now. So partners for Ursa, you need a Trick Room setter, but I feel like you don't need a specific Trick Room setter. But if you say, I want a Trick Room setter, cool. Look at them all. I can get any of these, right? Look at them all. Awesome. Let's narrow it down. I want something that's immune to my Earthquake. Cool. So now we are narrowing it down a little bit. Azelf, I'm going to exclude that right now. Cresselia is probably its best friend. Mesprit, Yuxi, okay, if you're cool with that, you go with it. If you don't want those and you want to get a cheap one in Chimecho, Bronzong is not a bad one. I think Bronzong's a decent one. It gets Helping Hand and stuff like that now. So if your plan is to just set Trick Room and have this thing go off, oh, Duskull? Oh yeah, Duskull would be fantastic. Like, you could do something like, I did have Ursaluna and Duskull and I didn't like it, but I hear you for sure. But yeah, like Ursaluna is a good first round pick. Again, it depends what your plans are. Like if you want to keep this thing alive as long as possible and say, I need Cresselia and nothing else will do. I think it's tough to get both of those though. Cresselia is a decent second round pick. So I would go Ursaluna and Cresselia. The latest I would do it in a, let's just say a 10 team draft. I wouldn't pick it first overall if you needed Cresselia. That's for sure. But as for, if out of 10 teams, if you're like 5, I think it's pretty safe. Because you also have to look and see what's been picked, right? Yeah, you got to pick before any of the people that picked before you again. So that's kind of safe. But like, so, and here's also a little sneak peek, or not a little sneak peek, a little tip for you guys. Talk to the people in your draft, right? If you don't really, I do this a lot. I don't really care what I pick. I don't usually care what plan I go for. I don't like, so I'll ask people below me and say, what do you want? I won't pick it. They have to trust you, of course. I won't pick it. Just tell me what you want so I can plan. Some people do that, right? Definitely talk to the people above you. If you're picking fourth, talk to picks 1, 2, and 3 and say, hey, I can't pick. I can't steal what you want anyway. Just tell me, right? Just maybe not too early because some people change their mind and then whatever, right? But talk to your people in your draft league. Make friends, right? People are more than willing to talk. And like, again, and if you're like, I don't really care. I'm not going to snipe you. I don't feel like I need to cheat to win. So seriously, yo, B-Mill, shout out for the J Jingles Discord server. If you want to get help with draft, join the Discord server. Literally. Yeah, it's so much fun. I'm actually going to put a link in here and I'll pin it. If you're not in our Discord server, join the friggin' Discord server. Like, everybody's getting so much help. Everybody that's in, a lot of people that are in the call right now just help constantly. I'm in there every once in a while. I make friends with people and sometimes I go in voice chat and we can chat, whatever it is, and help with stuff, whatever, that's fine too. But anyway, like, anyway, join the Discord, just shameless plug. Let me see. Thinking Ursaluna is good late round 1. Yeah, the closer you can get to the wheel on that. But again, someone might pick it early and then you're out of luck. But again, maybe if you... here's an alternative. If you pick Cresselia round 1, it depends on what the partners you want it to be are, but we'll leave that with you. But if you say, I want Cresselia Ursaluna, but if Ursaluna's gone, I'll go get Mudsdale. Or if Mudsdale's gone, I'll go get Landorus T. If Landorus T is gone, I'll go for Rhyperior. And so on and so forth. If you're okay with that, pick Cresselia first. There's only one of them. So if somebody asks me, is Cresselia a good first overall pick? Depends what you want to do, right? If you want to get Ursaluna and only Ursaluna will do, don't do it. Grab Ursaluna first and pray Cresselia will be there, right? You have to be a little versatile and a little willing to change your plans in a draft, I feel like. Don't set your heart on one specific thing. You can want things, but have plans, right? Have alternatives. Let me see. If you want Ursa for non-EQ facade stuff, then Ursaluna, then try to get Cress, yeah. If you want TR EQ, then you can go Cresselia first, then EQ min second. That's funny. I was talking about that before I even read this. Yeah, you're right on the right path, for sure. Let me see. Talk to people in the draft. I'm making a draft league. I'm making a league format that will be hopefully encourage that. Yeah, dude, I would 100%. I did this myself, guys. I'm going to look at the camera when I say this. If you decide to make a draft league, try to make it as friend and social as possible. Friend-like and social as possible. When your Discord is chatting and becoming friends and stuff like that, everybody wants to hang out. Everybody wants to help everybody. And there's just less drama, and it makes your league easier to run. If everybody's friends in your league, no one's gonna come late. Well, not no one. Less people will come late to their matches. Cheat, trash talk. Again, nice trash talk is fun every once in a while. You trash talk, whatever. But yeah, like if you're gonna do that, yeah, definitely emphasize that. Let me see. I think it really depends on what you want for Ursaluna. Yeah, literally. Love me some team tours. I've heard of team tours. I've never done one. I was actually asked today to be in a team tour and I said no. I just don't want to overcommit to like prepping and stuff like that. It's just like you all draft teams and you choose which one you want to do and you play every few weeks. That's basically that. But it could be fun. I'll probably eventually do one. I'd love to do one with maybe some other YouTubers. That'd be a lot of fun. But anyway, so yeah, again, if no matter what you guys ask me, you guys can ask me a bunch of things and I can give you options and stuff like that and why I think it's a good one or a bad one or whatever it is. But like, it all comes down to the same thing. What are your plans for this Pokemon that you're talking about? What are your alternatives and do you have any? Is there any flexibility with this plan? If the answer is no, it's not a good plan. It's just not. And your flexibility might just be like, I really, really, really want this, but I can make adjustments. I can adapt. It's fine. But I really want this one. There's There's nothing wrong with really wanting that. I went into my last draft with wanting Chi-Yu, Chien-Pao, and Raging Bolt. What are the odds I was going to get one of those? Not likely, but I really, really wanted one. But unfortunately, I didn't have a backup plan. Don't do this. Don't do this. It's a massive time commitment, but I love having the ability to make 2 to 3 teams per format and make the right call into their brought team. I find a lot of team tours are so like, the teams are so stacked. I feel like I'm just playing ladder. Like everybody just drafts like an archetype and you're facing like Pelipper Rain with Arch and Basculegion. You know, you're facing Hard Trick Room with Indeedee, Ursaluna. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's the reason I play draft is because I want to use stuff and play against stuff that I don't normally see. I want to go to a VGC in real life person tournament like Toronto Regionals. I want to run into a Samurott Hisui and say, I know exactly what that does because I faced it in draft. Right? A Gliscor or Gliscor, however you wanted to pronounce it. I want to go into a tournament and say, Gliscor, I've used that before. I know exactly what it does. I know what its stats are. I brought Stonejourner. I say this all the time. I brought Stonejourner to Toronto Regionals, I think 2 years ago or a year ago. And there was a guy that was like, oh, I'm going to reset Trick Room because Stonejourner has 20 base speed. He said that to me after, and I went, dude, it's 70. And he's like, what? I thought it was 20. I'm like, you got to know about your Pokemon, right? Like, less used Pokemon. Like, there's a lot of Pokemon that people bring and are like, what the heck is that? And what does it do? Right? So the more draft you play, you know, the more you're going to run into stuff that's weird. So, a bit stacked, and you usually just bring the top 6 every week. Yeah, I'm not interested in that. I'm really not. Yeah, sorry. It's just one of those things. So, picking first round, first overall, like 1.01. So, first overall, second, third, fourth. These are the concepts you want. And you can even apply these concepts to picking anywhere in the draft, right? If you're picking 9th out of 10, you still need to figure out how versatile is my pick 3, right? Because you could pick your first 2 and be like, I got my Ursaluna Cresselia, fantastic. Then what? What's your plan? Well, if your plan is to get something very specific like Annihilate, if you're like, I want Ursaluna Cresselia, but I want to go Final Gambit to set my Trick Room up, that's a bad plan because there's only one of them. Like, there's other Final Gambit users, but they're not as good, right? Like, a really cheap one is, for example, Squawkabilly. It's got like 82? 80 something? It's almost like I had a tool right here. Squawkabilly's 82 base HP. Man, I'm good. A Final Gambit, that thing takes out a lot of like people that don't invest a lot of HP, right? And a lot of faster Pokemon don't go full speed invest or full HP investment, right? So, it's not bad. We opened every game. One with Deancey Scraggy on one team. Stupid one-pointer. Scraggy's so sought after. By the way, if you want Scraggy, guys, don't. If it's available and people haven't picked it, grab it. But don't plan for it, because some idiot's gonna pick it too damn early. Someone always picks Scraggy so early, and it's so not worth it. Don't do it. Staraptor, decent Final Gambit user. I agree. I think it's even stronger. 85. Yeah, so it's got 3 more HP. Beautiful. I just take Croc instead. Like Crocorock? I've seen people grab Crocorock, and it's okay. It's not a fake out user, so Scraggy's... is it better? I don't know. Really doesn't want to see a D-Gleam. That's for sure. Crocorock can probably take it. You know, the ground coverage is really nice, the stab ground. So basically that's... I kind of rambled for quite a while about how to pick early. Does anybody have any other questions about picking early? Because I was going to convert this into a video when I'm done, but, you know, the more we talk about it, the more points I can grab from it. But if we're done, I can talk about the middle, and I can also talk about drafting near the end if you want. Oh, and how not to get sniped. Again, I've already pretty much touched on all that. I might just make this one video, guys, honestly. I might just clip me rambling about how to pick based on where you are in the draft, and then just kind of clip a bunch of stuff. Because we kind of touched on it all, didn't we? Like... I guess maybe the middle. The middle's really tough. It really is. Because like, you can't really. You're the furthest away from your picks every round, so like it's really hard to plan. So if anything, these principles we just talked about, you have to rely on these more in the middle. Like, I need more draft plans in the middle than I do at the beginning or the end, you know? So it's really frustrating to draft in the middle. Like, it really is. Like, people don't mind it because you still get a good Pokemon first, but you're stressing, right? You're definitely stressing in the middle of your draft. Ooh, I feel like I just came up for air. So we see any pick can be a wheel if you just get skipped and have 3 makeup picks. Oh my goodness. Don't be that guy. If you really want to annoy the person that, if I skip somebody 3 times, I'd kick them from the league, personally. Because if somebody's doing it strategically, I've seen people do that as well. I've also seen people just swap their entire team out after the draft is over, and then they have this super synergistic team. I've seen that. But again, the draft, I think we would all agree. I don't think anybody would disagree with me with this statement. Like, this is the most, I'm willing to go all in on this statement that everybody will agree with me, and I'll look at the camera when I'm saying this. The draft is the best part of Draft League. I'll say it again. Doing the draft is the best part and the most fun of Draft League. So there are some people that play in so many leagues just because they want to take part in as many drafts as possible. It is so much fun. It's like gambling. You're like, is this going to be there when I'm my next pick? And ooh, how can I make this work? And you're like solving problems. B-Mill says, I don't know, Jay, I enjoy winning. I don't know, at what cost, right? Like, I don't know. If everybody did that, you know, that's the thing, you know? It's like littering. It's just like, I'll just throw this one piece on the ground. It's like, but somebody else has to pick it up. I don't know, but I don't want to do it. But if everybody did it, we'd live in New York. You know what I mean? If you know, you know. I do not live in New York. I live in a clean New York. It's called Toronto. But let me see. Let's go into more of my favorite round 1 picks. I actually started with that because I can go a little bit longer. I'm not in a huge rush to be done. I think I went Annihilate pick 1, and in the same draft I grabbed Porygon 2. So I think Wales mentioned this earlier of just grab multiple Pokemon that can work with other things. Like, for example, I wanted Jolteon. I knew it wasn't going to be taken until much later, so I wanted to get another mode out of the way. And again, Porygon 2 is a non-ghost, non-psychic, non-dark Trick Room setter. So it is a normal type Trick Room setter. So a lot of people like, oh, I need dark and I need ghost and I need this to stop Trick Room from happening. Well, Porygon 2 is a normal type. Yes, it's not immune to everything, but you have to stop Trick Room from this thing differently than you stop Trick Room on something else. You might have to taunt it this time. So you might go, what's it called? Alchemy with the anti-taunt ability, right? What is it? Sweet Veil is for sleep. Aroma Veil, I think it is. So that's kind of what I did. Valor Sora, how's it going? I don't think you've said anything yet, so welcome. I prefer cooking up crazy stuff every week. You know what? That's why we play Draft League, guys. Like, you know what I mean? The guys that take it seriously, and I'm guilty for it as well. Like, I really am. Like, you have your mind set on winning every single week at all. Like, you just want to bring vanilla. And it's fun to play, you know, if you love the game, but I also feel like you get really creative by trying some weird things, like really expand that box you live in, you know what I mean? So, like, I'm living in a box right now. Like, see, there's the top right there. You see my finger cut off? And then over here, your finger cuts off right. Oh, how far does that go? Wow. Yeah, you see, I'm living in a box. So what am I doing in living in a box? Anyway. New York in the movies? Yeah. Yeah, very dirty. I think they're trying to clean it up now, but I know that the new mayor or whatever it is was messing around with like the garbage pickup or something like that, so people are just throwing it on the ground. Or again, the news isn't always right, so that's just what I see in Toronto. So does anybody have any? Actually, we can talk about like a specific Pokemon if you want to. You guys have been doing it. I'm kind of done talking about what I wanted to talk about, but if there's anything specific, like a specific Pokemon you've considered drafting at first, I can tell you basically ways you can draft and pick partners for it, how versatile it is, things like that. We can talk about that. But I'll kind of leave that up to you guys. I know a few of you are kind of just watching right now, which is fine too. You're more than welcome to just hang out, right? But, you know, like, you know, if you have any questions about like draft plans that you kind of had in the works, or even like, and if you guys don't have any questions, I can just kind of talk about where my drafts went wrong, right? Like I could just delete some of this. Oh, I wanted to delete most of it. Because I was meaning to do a video on what went wrong in the DDL, because I feel like my team wasn't super great. What was your Chiyu plan? I had a good Chiyu plan. Let me go find it. 1 second. I had it. I can go over this. Where is it? I just ended that chat group. Where is it? Front office, pins. Where was it? That was from December, January. Oh, we gotta go down. Oh, that's way later. No, it's here somewhere, guys. Sorry. I know that it was Chiyu and I had Latias. I know that for sure. Who was I talking to about this? I think it was you. Chiyu. Yeah, this was a little too far back. Latios? I gotta search my DMs. Oh, that was 2022? Oh, that's a little too far. That's way too far. Did I message Riley? Latios? No. Where's it? Chiyu? He said, hold up, Chiyu. Riley, what? I made a Chiyu draft plan for the DDL, and I had, remember I had Chiyu Latias, and we were talking about Latios or Latias. Somebody was asking me what was my Chiyu plan, and I can't find it. So if you can find it for me, that would be fantastic. I just don't remember where it is. The last time I mentioned Chiyu in our DMs was February of last year, so it's definitely not there. Yeah, 1 sec. This guy can find anything, guys. It's crazy. But I guess I can kind of go into my prep doc here. So I grabbed Chiyu. And I grabbed, I think I wanted Latios instead. Why did I want Latios instead? Well, I guess I could start off with, first of all, why did I want these two? Look how well these things cover each other. Right? Like, yes, they're both special, but look how much stronger Latios gets beside Chiyu with the Beads of Ruin. It's a ground switch in, so if say you have Chiyu in the field with something else, you could switch in Latios pretty safely. Like, water resisted, ground immune. You want to go with what's it called? Not rock, obviously. Where is it? Oh, ghost, fighting, things like that. It was a fantastic switch in for it. And they also went, it's a tailwind setter for the Chiyu. It's a dragon type. So you have to ask yourself, how are people going to Terra defensively against the Chiyu? Well, they're probably going to go, what? What's it called? Dragon, for example, to get around it. Dragon's a really good defensive Terra. So this thing hits it with a Draco Meteor, harder than anything most things do, 130 special attack. These two on the field at the same time gets scary. This thing's very scary. It's obvious, simple beam, the opponent, then snarl. You could, like, and also with these two, you go Chiyu first, and then the reason why I thought this was a good plan, again, going back to what's a good first overall pick? Well, Chiyu, first overall, done. I would do it the next pick. The next time I do a draft, I would pick Chiyu first because it was the one that got away. There aren't too many fish in the sea. Firefish? Anyway. Because there's a Latios and a Latias, and the odds of both of them being taken by round 2 is very unlikely. And I was okay with either of them. Super cool. And not to mention, you get this Luster Purge move, which 50-50 chance to drop special defense by 1. It's basically like a worse Lumina Crash. Well, it's stronger than Lumina Crash, especially with this special attack. And there's a 50-50 chance of dropping the special defense. What is surviving a Lumina Crash and like a heat wave? Nothing. Like there's no Gudra that's surviving that, right? Especially after you get the drop, right? So that's why I wanted these two to start it off. Not to mention Chi-Yu fits on teams with other things. It's part of your Fire, Water, Grass core. The Latios is part of your Fairy, Dragon, Steel core. So you're already checking off boxes as you go. Sounds like you need skill swap, Serene Grace, Chansey next to that. Now that's cooking. I think that's pretty cool. That is kind of cooking. So this is how I'm waiting for. I'm not sure if Riley will ever find it because I don't know if I sent it to him or I sent it to somebody else. But I might have. It might be on my phone actually. I might have DM'd somebody. This plan. Sorry guys. I message people these things all the time. Files. It's got to be under screenshots. Downloads? Probably downloads, yeah. Oh, I just saw something in my files that I kind of wanted to show you guys as well. Something that I'm cooking up. Where is it? I actually went here and deleted a bunch of stuff earlier. No, it's not there. Let me go to screenshots. Screenshot? Oh my goodness, Verlicify. I was a friend of mine, Andy Love VGC. He was having it out with Verlicify this week, and I don't know why he ever engages with them. The guy's not even. Oh, you found it? Stop it. I knew Riley could find anything. Oh my goodness, Riley, you're the best. Here we go. This is the plan, everybody. Woo! This team's heat. All right, let me throw it in here. 1 second. Latias, Azumarill, Amoonguss, Sneasel, Terrakion, Klefki, and then Staraptor. Was it likely I was going to get all of these things looking back at this now? Very unlikely. The Jingles files? That's so funny. Riley, thank you again for finding that, because I definitely wanted to talk about it. I just didn't have it on me. I don't even know where. I don't even know where you found it. I don't want to know where you found it, but it's probably somewhere. So as you can see, the Chi-Yu is very well protected. Life Orb Amoonguss goes crazy here. Yeah, seriously. Let me see. The front office chat. I was looking for it. I didn't see. I guess I didn't pin it. So, thank you. Yeah, we were really serious about this plan until Scutizi joined and was just like, "Yeah, I kind of want Chi-Yu," and I'm like, rolling my eyes over and over. I'm like, "You're welcome for inviting you. I think you should give me Chi-Yu because I invited you." But he liked it. Yeah, that's his mascot too. So I gave it to him out of the goodness of my heart. So the reason I wanted Chi-Yu and built this team around it, look how well protected Chi-Yu is. So we've got a water resist in Latios, the Azumarill, and redirection of Amoonguss. So this thing, the Chi-Yu from water moves is pretty safe, and I don't need Terra. Cool, right? Fighting, I've got the same three. So these three switching on Chi-Yu, fantastic, right? And then we've got the ground. I've got 2 immunities in Staraptor and a flying type, and based via the immunities. So if I run into a Weezing, I now have the Staraptor that can switch it on ground moves regardless, right? What else? We've got the rock. Again, you guys know me. I'm not super afraid of rock when it comes to rock slide spam. Chi-Yu is very frail on the defensive side. So, well, on its HP side, its defense isn't too bad. It's just the HP is pretty bad. But like we've got the Terrakion and the Klefki. I think Klefki was going to be left. I was going to probably get that a little bit earlier. This wasn't really in a particular order. But yeah, so good rock slide switch in there. And then we've got and that's all the weaknesses. So it was covered really well. So my plan is if I pick a Pokemon I want to build my draft around, my plan will be finding the ways people are going to want to beat Chi-Yu, set the rain, If you want to set the rain on Azumarill and Amoonguss, go for it. I also even have a contingency plan in Klefki to reset the sun if I really wanted to. So, rain is not a good way to stop this team from going off. Yes, the metal sound too. That was another reason we had it. Metal sound, just in case you guys don't know, it lowers the special defense by 2. It's basically fake tears, but priority, and then Chiyu goes off. So you run Choice Scarf Chiyu next to the Klefki. You get a -2. Again, just like the Luster Purge we were talking about, nothing surviving that. The onslaught from the Chiyu, fantastic. And it makes D-Gleam Klefki stronger with Chiyu, just saying. What else? Then we've got the, so Rock Slide spam. So we don't have any Wide Guard in this team, but that's fine. Like, again, you want to go for Rock Slide spam, fine. We'll go with other things, but whatever. There isn't a Trick Room setter on this team, so that'd probably be an unfinished draft plan for me. I'd like to have another one. Or at least any Trick Room setter. But, oh, we also have a Deterrent. So Trick Room Deterrent is Amoonguss. You want to set Trick Room, you're going to deal with this thing. Best of luck, right? This is a reason not to set Trick Room, and the Azumarill as well. You don't want to set it on both of them. For both of them. What's another way? Snarl spam. So we have the Terrakion with Justified. So you want to go for Snarl spam? Well, you're going to give me +1 boost. Thank you. Azumarill is also not caring about the Snarls as well. It resists it, and it's a physical attacker. Beautiful. Klefki gets it, but that's a fake Tricker. Oh, yeah. I forgot Klefki does get Trick Room. My bad. That's probably why I put it there. I should trust my past self more often. But anyway. What else? You want to stop Chiyu, Terra Dragon, you have the Azumarill and the Latios. Terra Fire, you've got the Azumarill and the Terrakion. You want to go Terra Water. You know what? Terra Water's against this team. Terra Water's probably the way to go right now. We don't have a strong grass type right now. We don't have freeze dry. We don't have an electric type. So yeah, that's probably, I would probably want to patch that up. I'd probably want to go for like a nice electric type, maybe like a Luxray, maybe Riley would want me to, he wants me to see a Life Orb Amoonguss goes crazy then. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, if you want to go Life Orb Amoonguss. I think somebody brought it in a regional one time and it was just like, yeah, sure, it did pretty well. So yes, who asked that originally? I think it was Pwned, whatever it was. Where is it? Yeah, what was your Chiyu plan? Yeah. So that is the Chiyu plan, the one that I had. So yes, there's again, you don't have to get these specific Pokemon, but we patched up as many. I explained it the best way I could in a way that, how do you stop my ace? This is my ace. You're going to want to stop it because that's why I drafted it. And, you know, this is how I'm going to counter your counterplay, right? So that way Chiyu can go off in the back row. If you want to lead something to stop my Chiyu in the front row, I can lead one of these things beside the Chiyu or not lead the Chiyu at all and take out the thing that threatens the Chiyu. Then the Chiyu hits the field and then goes for it. Yeah, Alex Underhill and then Raghav. Yeah, they do very well. So Leaf Storm can Oko Ursaluna. We know, I know. Hey, Riley, you were the ones leading the pack saying that I was insane for trying certain things. Tell the people, Riley. Tell the people how right I was with some time. Wait, no investment? That's pretty cool. Tell the people how right I was with meta calls sometimes, before they even happened. Exhibit A would be the Torkoal Executor and the Indeedee team. You call Eggy? Yeah. The Executor team. But that was also another team that somebody used. I'm convinced they saw me on the ladder. Who the hell would ever do that at the same time I would do that? Right? It's not possible. It's really not possible. So I'm convinced they saw me on ladder and said, oh, that was pretty good. I did bring it to the GC. Did pretty well. It had 5 of the 6 of the same mons. Yeah, he just went with the, what's it called? The Zoroark Kasui. I think I had King Gambit on mine. They didn't. So anyway, that team went hard. So, anyway, there's only a few people in here now. And oh wait, my meta call for Worlds last year was a Lecky, and then James top 8'd with it. Yeah, that's a really good meta call. Like I remember him talking about that and he was really happy with how it worked. So good for him. But anyway, so it's been fun, guys. Honestly, I'm starting to lose my voice here and I'm starting to get a little tired. These lights are killing me too. Like I got 4 lights on right now. I'm getting a little hot. So anyway, so this has been fun. Riley, thank you very much for your help. And you said Elekid? Elekid doesn't threaten Terra Water. Come on. For me, the meta call is always Volcarona in hands. Yes, you love your Volcarona, I know. Volcarona is a very good Pokemon. You believed in it before everybody else did, but you also believe in it when it's not very good. So there's that. I'm also a sucker for bringing things that suck because it's fun. Such as Stonejourner. Hey, I beat Adrian with it, with his real team. He was just like, yo, battle me. And I'm like, all right, fine. I went with it. I think my Make It Rain and then hard switched into the power spot. I think it did like 80% to his Archaludon. And he was just like, what in the world? That did how much damage? I'm like, did. Jolteon could be interesting if you wanted to continue this plan. Yeah, Jolteon could work. Jolteon's usually pretty cheap. Oh. Yeah, but insert electric type below, right? Like, we have our sneaky Leaf Storm Life Orb Amoonguss, and we have our electric type Jolteon, right? So that would deter Terra Water a little bit. Like, you have to, in the end, this is a good way to actually close out any draft plan that you go for, guys. Find out how your team is weak. If you draft a very good draft plan or find a very good team, it's going to be less, but you also still have to know, prep against your own team. Know how your team loses, where your team struggles, and usually you can find out throughout the season because people will start using the same Terras. That's one thing I noticed. Someone will start bringing Terra Water against me, like they'll have like 3 of the 6 months Terra Water 1 week. Week 2, I'll go in, I'll see water again. I'm like, man, people must think that I'm weak to water. So the week 3, you go in, you're like, okay, so how do I stop Terra Water, right? So learn from how your opponents are prepping for you, right? Because sometimes we get tunnel visioned and we start like, no, my team's perfect, it's the best, which everybody does think their team is the best because you see like the ratings and you see like everybody rating their own team and everybody puts their team the highest and everybody else is under them. Like everybody does the same thing. So everybody thinks their team is the best, but your team does have weaknesses. Every team has a weakness. Even some of the best teams I've seen, you know, but they also know how to, the best players know how to stop people from stopping their team. They know their weaknesses. The best strength could be one of your weaknesses, because if people think they're going to exploit something and you're ready for it, you are waiting for them, right? So anyway, let me see. Thanks for the stream. Yeah, Fierce Free. Hey, thanks for being around. No, again, I appreciate the kind words. I really do. I mean, it does mean a lot. It helps me keep going. It helps me want to keep going back to the camera. And whenever I hear nice comments like that, so keep them coming. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. And Riley, you're one of the best. I'll call you a mod, but I kind of just hot potatoed my old server to him and he just took it. So I'm like, I want to leave this server. I don't want to do this anymore. You want it? And he's like, well, I guess I kind of have to. I'm like, yes, you do. so he is officially the owner of the server that I built to like almost 100 people, and a lot of good times, but it was time to take old Yeller to I'll leave it at that. It was time to let it die. But anyway, guys, I'm not very good at ending streams. Thank you very much for watching. Maybe I'll just do my outro right now for this video. I'm gonna clip. So hey guys, thank you very much for watching. You know, if you guys liked this, if you think this really helped with your strategies and your team building, hit like, comment down below which Pokemon you've drafted first, which you don't think might be very good. You think it might be good. You know, some people are calling you crazy. Put in the comments. I want to hear it. And I will see you guys in the next one. Peace. Now I can clip that outro, guys. Isn't that cool that I could do 2 same times? By YouTube? Well, technically, what's it called? The friggin', what's it called? Not Insta, what is it? Twitch is still here, technically. No, has anyone said anything in Twitch? I'm looking at it right now. That's so funny. I should start doing that. I should literally start recording my videos in a stream just so you guys can kind of join me. And hey, I will give you guys like a nice little treat, by the way. I have a video coming and I will show you maybe the thumbnail or like a short clip. Maybe I'll show you the intro. Riley, I kind of told you I was going to show you this anyway, so let me go display capture. Which side? Yeah, I think this is safe if I just do this. I don't want to... I don't want to show anything. No, wrong monitor. Primary monitor. There we go. Okay, so let's get Opera out of here. And let's get... Oh, the display capture. It's already there. Okay, cool. Give you guys a little bit of a treat for sticking around. Where is my... What the heck? I'll just open another one. I have a little treat. Someone's actually helping me edit my... Oh. Everyone drafts the same water. No. I guess I could just do this. Let me just mute this. I'm just winging this right now, guys. I will stop the music. Cool. I'm just gonna play the intro for you guys. And then I just want to open up my chat again so I can hear you guys. How do you find Opera compared to Brave? I use both. I think they're both okay. I just use them as what's it called? As an alternative browser. But check this out, guys. I have an editor right now, and I have a video coming soon, and I won't give away what I do. I'll just kind of show the intro so you guys are ready, okay? So I'll let you watch. Hold on. Where is... Can you guys hear this okay? All right, here we go. Everyone drafts the same water types. Urshifu, Rotom, Palafin, you know, rain abusers. And when those are gone... I'll start it over because it was really quiet. Everyone drafts the same water types. Urshifu, Rotom, Palafin, you know, rain abusers. And when those are gone, people panic. So today I'm giving you 5 water type alternatives from high tier value to budget picks that can absolutely carry draft seasons. We're starting at the top and working our way down in cost. Let's talk about option number... Okay, I have to cut that one off. I have to cut it off because we're about to get into the 5. So that is the video that I have in the works right now. I have an editor that's helping me out, Konami. The guy that won the DDL is actually helping me edit. He's doing a great job so far. And that he sent me about 2 minutes of what he did in the beginning, and it's so much fun. Like I love what he's doing. Very cool. I know, right? So we're gonna try one. Yeah, the edits are. He's such a good editor. I actually ran into him in Toronto. And we chatted for a little bit, and I just asked him, I'm like, would you ever be interested in doing anything like this? And he's like, yeah, we could talk, whatever it is. So we chatted a bit. He said he would do one, and we'll see how it goes and stuff. So basically, yeah. So I've got the, maybe I can give you the thumbnail. Yeah, this is the thumbnail I got going on right now. Where is it? Display capture. Yeah, there we go. Let's do that. And so this is the thumbnail for the video coming up. So that's the intro for the video, and then this is the thumbnail for the video. I've already done the thumbnail. The title is going to be something about like 5 water Pokemon you can pick, whatever it is, and as you can tell, this is one of them. So I'm not saying that this is a better Pokemon than Urshifu, but if Urshifu is gone and you really, really want Urshifu Water, Rapid Strike, you are not completely screwed for your water type in this situation. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little bit of spoiler. I like to give you guys something for sticking around because you guys are so cool for hanging out and talking to me and making my life so much more enjoyable that you guys are chatting with me. I'm not sitting here in a stream talking to myself for an hour or two, whatever it is. So you guys just make it so much fun. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I've already done my outro, so there's no point of doing another one. So if you guys want to say bye, great. I will say bye myself. Thank you very much for sticking around, and I'll see you guys in the next stream. Hey, and if you guys want, I will be probably doing the finale because I think I'm right at the end of Coliseum. So I'll be finishing that probably on Friday, and then we only have to wait a week for, what's it called? The Pokemon Day or whatever it is. So, or is it 2 weeks? I think it's 2 weeks. But anyway, also, hey, if you guys have not voted yet, I put a poll in YouTube to vote on what's the next series I'm going to do for like my Let's Play. I think I've got like, what is it? I've got Fire Red Leaf Green because they're saying that it might be coming out. So we could do that. We also have, I had an itch to play Pokemon Sword and Shield, so I was like, let me just do Pokemon Shield, do like a majorly overpowered one, maybe go get like a ridiculously overpowered Pokemon in like the DLC, and then just run through the game just because whatever. And then I've got like a ROM hack idea, so you guys would comment which ROM hacks you want me to see. And then I've got like Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness, because I heard that was going to be on Nintendo Online. I heard a little bit of a, but it's got to be coming soon, right? So anyway, go vote. If you guys want me to do a specific one, vote on what you think you want me to do, and I will just do that. Whatever one wins, I'll just do. And but if it's a ROM hack, comment which ROM hack you want me to do, and I'll do it. It'll be a lot of fun. I like hanging out with you guys. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Go vote, and if you guys like the stream, that'd be really helpful. You guys have been talking the whole time, which is fantastic. But if you haven't subbed, what are you doing? Sub. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.